for some NBA action. With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Things can get heated between these two, Grant. No love lost in this matchup.
And that competitive fire, it grows when you're in the same conference. You get to see each other so often. You know, B.A., I think we're in for some good theater in this one. He's just an aggressive finisher there inside.
Hey, when you got bounce like that, you feel like you can take on anybody. It's stolen by Tatum. Up top, Hauser. Inside, here's Tatum. The rebound by Embiid.
On one. On one.
He's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Tatum. Philadelphia shooting their first free throw this game.
Find one.
Insider Shams Charania on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, the Sixers are one of the more high-variance teams in the league. With their star veterans in PG and Embiid fully healthy, they have a chance to win the East. Without, they'll need to lean heavily on their promising young players.
They are plenty talented. Thank you, Shams. Brown, no good.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Pass to George. And here's Embiid. And Embiid throws
Hard one.
Yeah, Embiid can throw it down from anywhere. So much power for the big fella.
Now Brown. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Soft touch off the glass.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back
Not today.
from the line.
Now here's White. They had a number of cracks at it. Just came away empty-handed. George in the post. Defended by Hauser. George, his shot is good.
Boy, a little bit of separation inside and taking advantage is Paul George.
For Boston, they've gone 2 for 7. A sluggish start. And here's Brown for 3. Joel Embiid pulls it down. The 76ers have gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Embiid, a screen on Tatum. The 3, George on target from range. George has got 5 points.
Well, Paul George able to keep that shot high in the air. This is a dangerous long-range bomber.
Right side, Tatum. And Embiid with the block.
Give me the way.
George passes to Maxey. Boston pulls it in. Knocked loose. Sinks that one after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Sometimes the D likes to get physical with Maxey, but he has no back down in him.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot of time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, VA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
Vucevic, he's checked in for Tatum. The 76ers also with a sub. Grimes is checked in. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Tatum passes to Brown, looking to end the run. Joel Embiid with the board. Embiid's got 4 rebounds in the game. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, Brian. The Sixers are trying to pull it all together. Joel Embiid said, we still can compete for a championship, but this is going to take time. We have a lot of talent, but we still have to go out and actually do it. It's just hard. We've got a pretty good chance to accomplish something. Back to you, Brian.
It's all about health. Hard Alley. Thanks a lot. Brown with it. Guarded now by Maxey. Vucevic gets the bucket.
Well, you love to see Vucevic run the floor. He's got such a knack to finding the open space in transition. That's pretty.
Maxey passes to George. Philadelphia moving it around. Here's Embiid. And it's blocked by Vucevic. And they recover it. George for 3. The Sixers with another miss. Celtics trail by 6. Hauser passes to White. Now Brown. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's George. Tatum with the block.
There's a pride to the defensive end of the floor. Tatum sends that back.
And George.
And one. And
That's
one.
the kind of head fake that'll give a guy whiplash.
He sells it all the way, right? Highly effective. And it's Tatum with the ball for Boston. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Philadelphia leading by 8. George with it. Now guarded by White. And it's out of bounds. The Sixers able to retain possession here. And Boston with some changes. Walsh is checked in for Hauser. Shireman comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Pritchard is subbed in for Derek White. Now here's Walker. Clock at 6. To the paint. Here's Embiid. And Vucevic with the block.
Well, the reach, the timing, Vucevic using all of that 7'4" wingspan to turn that shot away.
That won't fall. He's 1 for 3 on the day.
Calm down, calm down.
The 76ers have got half their attempts to go. 6 of 12. Embiid, a screen on Pritchard. For 3, Lowry. The offensive rebound. Embiid uses the glass to finish the layup. Embiid's gotten his 2nd bucket of the game. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Philadelphia on top, leading by 10. After this break, we'll be back with the... And time for us to get back into it here in Game 1. And looking at what we've seen from Philadelphia, what do you guys think?
Well, coming into tonight, maybe you thought they were going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Nope, that's not the case.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Here's Oubre, and that's good. His first bucket of the game.
I tell you, Kelly Oubre Jr. can play with confidence on the interior, and that's a result of his... vertical.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Garza's checked in for Boston. The 76ers also with a sub. Terry's checked in for Watford. Celtics trail by 12. Here's Shireman. Still without a bucket. Outside Pritchard. Got it off in time to beat the shot clock, but it's no good. And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. Oh, got a piece of it.
And one.
Embiid with the flush.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Here are the Celtics with the ball. It's a 14-point game. To the wing on the left. There's Tatum with the 3.
No!
Philadelphia grabs the miss. Grimes has got 4 rebounds now. You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature,
Tama ka early.
pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
This is what happens when you fail to put a body on someone. The ball is bound to find them.
Screen by Embiid. And he lobs it up to the rim. It's stolen by Tatum. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Pritchard tried to bank it in, but it misses. The Sixers lead by 12. Here's Terry. There's the
It's
shot. And that one
open.
is stuffed right through.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. And Pritchard, here we go. Here's Garza. That three's off the mark.
I'll tell you, that's one he typically will make. The defense gets away with one.
And
Seryoso, wala ni kontra ko.
slams it in.
I love it. Instead of going ISO, you
Playoffs. Comfort niyo ba? Wala akong gana.
make them play for someone else.
The Celtics have gone 1 for 6 in the second quarter. Not great. Pritchard with a screen on Edwards. There's Tatum with the 3. Again, the miss by Boston. The 76ers have gone 4 for 6 here in the
Ay,
second.
shit.
It's stolen away. And Boston pushing it up now. 11 feet out. Offensive board. Here's Shireman. Boston, no good that time either. Boy, we're seeing inspired play out of them.
And that's certainly reflected in the score.
Embiid, a screen on Tatum. Terry, the pass to Embiid. Outside Edwards. Philadelphia moving it around. 5 on the clock. Out of bounds. It'll be Celtics ball. And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Cadis checked in for Garza. Hauser comes in for Walsh. Brown, he's checked in for Shireman. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard. Philadelphia also making some changes. George, he's checked in for Oubre. Etchko comes in for Terry. And it's Maxey in for Edwards. All right, let's head to the sidelines. We've got some news on Nikola Vucevic. Allie, what's the word?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Celtics let me know the status. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. It's not enough to keep this game out of action, though. He's making a go of it. Guys?
All right, Allie, thanks for that. Obviously, guys, you hate to see an injury like this.
Yeah, just so tough. It comes with the territory of being a professional athlete. But yes, here's hoping he recovers soon.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
Boston making a switch here. Pritchard's checked in. White with it. No points yet. Here's Hauser. No good there. Embiid with the nice defensive effort.
Open!
George drives in.
Get out of the
He's
way!
going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. In a lot of ways, Paul George has been the prototype of the modern swing band.
Yeah, 6'8", and with his versatile skill set, plug and play on any team. But health has been a challenge as of late. Now in his mid-30s, can he maintain that elite level?
Here's White. It's rebounded by Edgecombe.
Boy, that's the kind of contest you need to force the miss.
Here's Maxey. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
You know, you have to love how strong Maxey takes it inside. Feels like he can beat everyone to the cup.
No!
We've got 1:13 left to play in the first half. Here's Kata. And that one drops.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And Maxey's got the ball here for Philadelphia. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Grimes, the pass to Maxey. There's 49 seconds left in the second. Embiid can't hit.
Sometimes you just lose that little bit of focus, and this is what happens.
Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, BA, he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. He has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
Barlow's checked in for the Sixers. Oubre comes in for Grimes.
You think about what Jaylen Brown brings to the table. Elite athleticism, three-point shot making, attacking the rim in transition, so much to like.
George outside, knocks it down from distance. George has got 11 points.
How good is Paul George at getting separation? He uses the screen perfectly and sticks it to the defense.
Oh, Jaylen Brown, a strong finish.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Down low, kicks it to George. It'll count. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers up 14 as we wrap up the quarter. Tough to run with them. They get the ball up the court so fast. Time for a quick break, and then back to the action.
And we thank you for joining this postseason broadcast, and it's been an outstanding first half for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Something my partner will appreciate. These guys are living in the paint, and it's going to be hard to move them out of their shot.
Yeah, that's what we call renters' rights. They are holding that lease, baby.
Looking at how the Celtics are doing in this series, guys, how important is the first game of a series?
Very important, Ernie. You learn a lot about yourselves and your opponent. Teams will attack and try to exploit your weaknesses.
And after game one, it's all about how you cover up those weaknesses. Force your opponent to shake up their approach, man.
Yeah, moves and counter moves. And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Paul George with a strong contribution so far in this one.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Here's the pick from the arc. The floater, and he takes it up and lays it in. He's got 13.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
Brown passes to Queta. Powered down after the assist led him to the lane.
I'll tell you, delivering the basketball in tight spots is not easy, but he made it look that way.
And Maxey, here we go. And he banks in the layup. Maxey's got 6. And it sure seems like post play has evolved quite a bit over the past decade or two.
It really has. I mean, there aren't many big men who operate only on the low block anymore. But if they do, they're considered throwbacks.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Tyrese Maxey trying to do it all for his team. He said, I think the biggest part is leadership. I need to lead by example and lead with my voice. I have to play well, and if I do that, I can demand respect with my play. But I really want to set a good example just by how hard I work. Guys?
Great mentality. Allie, thanks a lot.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
Philadelphia leading by 14.
Open.
Here's George. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
You've allowed Paul George to lock in and get his rhythm. Now you better start to stop him.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
Grimes, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Outside, Brown. Kick out to White for 3. Stayed with it, but couldn't get it to fall. The 76ers have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. Pass to Maxey. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Here's Brown. Joel Embiid with the board. Embiid's got rebound number 13 tonight with that one. Here's Edgecombe, defended by Hauser. Edgecombe, no good. Celtics trail by 16. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
And it's good. 2 points. Brown's got 8 points.
Sweet little mid-range from Jaylen Brown. That 3-level scoring coming into play.
Jaylen Brown, in addition to becoming a champion, notched a big award in 2024, Doris.
It is undeniable that Jaylen Brown raised his level throughout the course of the playoffs in 2024. He was the MVP of the conference finals and the finals, and I thought set the tone almost nightly en route to that championship.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Caden. George passes to Embiid. Tatum with a steal. Lots of room. That's in there. Vucevic with the assist. And that's now 6 points for Jason Tatum.
Coach is loving the ball movement.
Maxey with it. Picked up by Tatum. George. No good. Unable to win this run. And here's White. He'll bring it up to the Boston Celtics. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Terrific energy at both ends to sustain this run.
They found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run.
White against Maxey. Left in the third quarter. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. White coming through.
They've been aggressive during this run, but they've also played under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Pass to Edgecombe. Back to Maxey. George against White. 6 on the shot clock. George passes to Maxey. George, a screen on Tatum. Here's Maxey outside. He drops it from range. Maxey's got 5 points in the quarter.
Ooh, the range of Maxey is pretty impressive. He is consistent from beyond the arc.
Pass to Brown. The fadeaway. And he buries that one. Back rim and in. Brown's got 10.
Well, you like seeing Jaylen Brown score the ball. This guy playing very well within the context of the offense.
Vucevic with the steal. Here we go. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock.
Oh, it's exactly how you lead someone with the pass. Beautifully done.
Philadelphia leading by 4. George, a screen on White. It's stolen by Tatum. All alone on the break. The open shot, White. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. 6 points for him.
Since the break, it feels like an entirely new game.
What energy we're seeing. Something has lit a fire under both of these teams.
It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Philadelphia on top.
And from the two-guard spot, an unselfish play like this sets a fantastic tone.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a move in.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish brings us here in the fourth quarter.
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe that.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
Pick by Oubre. Grimes, pass to Oubre.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
A spectacular finish by Oubre. He's got that airtime to get creative.
Boston trailing. Outside Pritchard, over to the left wing. Nice ball movement by Boston. Shot clock at 5. Here's Vucevic. And Grimes pulls it down. Grimes has got 6 rebounds in the game. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Screen by Embiid. Grimes, the pass to Embiid. Embiid throws it down.
And there's the process at work. Embiid rolls off the pick and right into scoring position.
Pass to Vucevic. The putback.
Ay,
it's
shit.
good on the putback.
A skilled offensive rebounder who doesn't mind a putback on occasion. Vucevic with the easy one.
Some changes for Boston. Jaylen Brown, he's checked in for Walsh. And Derek White subbed in for Shireman. Philadelphia also making some changes. George comes in for Edwards. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for Lowry. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse had to say to the team, and Coach had a very specific message for his guys. He said, quote, control what we can control. Play our game, and the rest will take care of itself. Solid message, if you ask me.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. 76ers on D. 17 points.
Five foul pass.
Well, that's power and focus of Nikola Vucevic. Hit him, slap him, doesn't make a difference.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Well, they found success off the drive, creating a lot of buckets by getting into the teeth of the defense.
And the other thing, guys, that they've been very effective at is shooting the long-range jumpers. The defense has been having trouble closing out to them in this game in particular.
Embiid can't hit. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Tatum can't hit. The Sixers leading. Outside Maxey. Back to Embiid. And then Embiid with the dunk.
Boy, nice pass, a little ball movement, little player movement. That's how you play this game.
And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Celtics. Pass to White. Oh, through contact. White gets the finish.
That is impressive stuff from Derek White. Defender in his grill, no problem.
Maxey with it, picked up by Tatum. George, and he slams it down.
That's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Cadiz checked in for Boston. Hauser comes in for Pritchard. Philadelphia also making some changes. Barlow's checked in for Oubre, and it's Edgecombe in for Grimes. To tie it up. Embiid there for the rebound. Philadelphia leading by 3.
Well, Jason Tatum in a big moment. He is unafraid.
Here's Barlow. Here's Embiid. Puts the move on. No.
Go!
It's Brown on the wing to take the lead.
No. Oh, shit.
Here's Tatum. Tatum feeling it out a bit. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Brown. And another shot. White. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
There are no easy comebacks, but they really had to dig deep for this one.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
Oh, commanding the ball in big spots. Maxey is so fearless.
Tatum. It's Tatum working inside.
Unshakable trust in Jason Tatum in this sort of situation. Their staff just puts the ball in his hands and lets him make plays.
George banks it home. Big shot.
You can see Paul George is locked in right now. Big-time shots demonstrate his elite level in the NBA.
Flushes it down.
Oh, foul! Shit.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. And that one falls for Tatum.
When it's this close, he's exactly who they want at the stripe.
Up top, Maxey. He's guarded by White. Oh, a gorgeous feed. He hammered it down.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Tatum fires. Cleared away by Embiid.
You know, he made an easy shot so much
Woo,
harder.
calm down. Calm down.
Here's Barlow. Pounded by Tatum. Yes, sir! Bank it in the layup.
And both teams playing with a little more urgency in this half.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Here's Brown. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock.
Ay!
Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
Late here in the quarter, they still have
Ball
a foul
foul.
to give.
Here's Maxey. And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game.
You can't have that type of miscue in this moment, in this game. You have to be on the same page.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
So the first one drops, and that'll put them up 2. Second free throw. No good that time. He really wanted that one. And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. What's the best strategy for him?
More than enough time to get a bucket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
Maxey! He's off from 3.
He's got a great defensive mind. He gets good position and affects the release.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Not good.